Literally, not food, but poison. He was talking primarily about pesticide use versus sustainable farming, arguing that we have laced our food with poison. Yes, pesticides are one aspect of food toxicity, but only the tip of the iceberg, maybe about 10% of what ails us. The other 90% is due to the procedures of the processing, which has morphed what was food into this new slow-acting poison. Your box of cereal may tout that it's organic and all-natural, but it still may be poison. What's important is the alchemy of how the food itself has become poison. Until you understand that, you can't understand what has happened to our food, and to us. This book will explain it's not what's in the food, it's what's been done to the food that counts. And you can't learn that from your doctor, dietitian, advertisement, internet blog, or even a nutrition facts label. Nope, you're going to have to learn that yourself. Nutrition is not the same as food science. Nutrition is what happens to food between the mouth and the cell. Food science is what happens to food between the ground and the mouth. Each is dependent on the other, yet both are opaque to the public. That's on purpose, because the food industry and the government don't want you to know that it's the food processing that's rendered the current concepts of nutrition moot. Food processing isn't listed on the nutrition facts food label. The label tells you what's in the food. This is mostly irrelevant. What you really need to know is what's been done to the food, and no label tells you that. In this book, I will make both nutrition and food science transparent. Essentially, all you need to know are 2 precepts, 6 words total. 1, protect the liver. 2, feed the gut. Those foods that satisfy both precepts are healthy. Those that do neither are poison. And those that do one or the other are bad, but less bad, no matter what the USDA and FDA allow to be stated on the package. Only items that meet both of these criteria qualify as real food. In other words, that hasn't been stripped of its beneficial properties and sprinkled with toxins that will hasten our demise. So buckle up. I'm going to take you on a ride. Now that you're strapped in, we are going on a journey from the ultra-micro to the ultra-macro, from molecule to planet, and everything in between. We're going to get both the subcellular and the 30,000-foot view, and we're going to travel through time over the last 50 years. The reason for this bottom-to-top and backward-to-forward excursion is to answer these questions. Why has our health status declined, our healthcare system devolved, and our climate immolated? Some might argue that these alterations are unrelated to each other, but it all starts with the changes in our food supply chain that shifted 5 decades ago in order to support the production and consumption of processed food. To make and bolster this case, I've connected several dots for you. The food to the biochemistry to the disease to the medicine to the demographics to the economy to the agriculture to the climate to the planet, and the planet back to the food yet again. I know this sounds like a nightmare ride on an academic tilt-a-whirl, but I'm asking you to hold on to your seat. When you see how these factors are all interlinked with one another, 2 incontrovertible truths emerge. First, the change in food processing, starting about 50 years ago, has fueled a slow but unrelenting medical, economic, and climate vortex downward. It's picked up speed with time and overwhelmed our medical resources, now evidenced and accentuated by the social disparities of the coronavirus pandemic. It threatens to overwhelm our planetary resources to boot. Second, in today's society, food is the only possible lever that we can apply immediately to effect change. If you do not fix your food, you continue to court chronic disease and death. If we do not fix our food, we continue to court societal and planetary oblivion. This book explains what's needed to fix both. Most nutrition authors have a diet to sell you, a single axe to grind, don't take care of patients, can't provide a diagnosis or medical advice, and think that there's one diet that fits all. They can't or won't address nutritional issues based on age, sex, or race because they only know one aspect of nutrition and can't meld it into context for individual readers. Frankly, we have a right to view them as co-opted. Conversely, clinical health professionals are supposed to keep you healthy. but they can't